Hello and welcome inside Platt Arena as today the Huntington University Foresters take on the Indiana Wesleyan University Wildcats. Hi folks, I am Victor McCarty and next to me is my partner in crime tonight, Logan Hunt. As always, first off, Logan, how you doing tonight? We haven't done a volleyball game in a while. And secondly, how do you think the Foresters are going to compete against the Wildcats here tonight?
Well, thank you, Victor. I'm doing fantastic on this Tuesday night. It's warmed up outside.
It has warmed up.
We're inside here in Platt Arena, and we're expecting a very hot matchup tonight between the Wildcats and the Foresters. Foresters have been putting in a lot of hard work, especially over the weekend. Just got out of a tournament in Iowa. They went 1-2, but they had 2 5-setters. They seem ready to go to take on this tough Wildcat squad. It's going to be a good match.
It is going to be a very good match. Foresters, we've seen throughout the season, they have a lot of fight in them, going to a lot of 5 sets, and they're going to need that fight here tonight to upset the Iowa Wildcats, who are not yet listed in the top rankings of the NIAA, but they did receive votes. So the Foresters will have to compete very strongly in order to upset the Wildcats here tonight. And let's look at the Crossroads Conference standings. We have a new graphic here tonight. I know, Logan, your mind is blown. Basketball season starting up, so we're trying to roll out some new things. But as is right now in the Crossroads League, Indiana Wesleyan, they're at number 1. Spring Arbor all the way down at at the last position, with Huntington sitting squarely right above them. So, like we said, it'll be a fight in store for the Foresters here tonight as they try to upset the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats.
It definitely will be a good fight. As we're going to get ready to get these starting lineups, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the starting match here at Platt Arena. This is FDN Sports.
Huntington University welcomes all players, officials, and spectators to today's contest. As a member of the NIAA and Crossroads League, we are committed to the true spirit of competition as champions of character, embracing the 5 core values: respect, integrity, responsibility, serving leadership, and sportsmanship. We ask each of you as a participant, official, or spectator to abide by these values, and more specifically ask that profanity not be used in this contest. Together, we can create a positive, competitive environment in which our athletes may participate, our officials may work, and you, spectators, may enjoy. A reminder that tobacco use is not permitted on Huntington University campus. At this time, will you please rise as Joe Samuel leads us in prayer, and remain standing for the holy and national anthem.
Let us pray. God our Father, you have created us to strive for the best. Grant to all these athletes, coaches, officials, and fans the strength to pursue excellence during this event tonight. And we pray for the safety of these athletes, protect them from injury and harm. And finally, we pray for your grace that you provide us with the endurance to pursue our heavenly prize, eternal life in your Son. Amen.
First three non-starters, number 2, Emily Workman. Number 4, Ashley Buck. Number 8, Tay Thomas. Number 9, Kelly Seifert. Number 10, Sam Dolgan. Number 11, Sarah Colcott. Number 13, Kristen Cardano. Number 15, Lindsay Roby. Number 16, Bianca Sicaldi. Now for your starters. Number 3, Elijah Molitapeta. Number 5, Remy Buckman. Number 6, Morgan Mill. Number 7, Kylie Otero. Number 12, Andrew Rogers. And number 14, Katie Bullard. Your Wildcats are assisted by Kate Huntington, Marcy Novak, Kelly Roberts, and head coach James Rose. Now time to starting lineups for your Huntington Foresters. First for your non-starters, number 1, Kate Cobb. Number 2, Katie McHugh. Number 3, Emily Howard. Number 5, Emily Burrow. Number 9, Janelle Wilcox. Number 16, Sarah McCullough. Now for your starters, number 4, Heather Medich. Number 7, Audrey Miles. Number 8, Kelsey Cruz. Number 10, Brittany Rose. Number 11, Josie Beaver. And number 12, Amy Nichols. The Forces are assisted by Dave Fairley, Mr. Grossman, and head coach Amy Sutton.
Welcome back here to Platt Arena. I'm Logan Hunt. Alongside me I have my colleague Victor McCarty, and we are about underway. Getting ready to start out this Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats versus your Huntington University Foresters. As we have the first serve. Beaver looking to tip it over. Not quite there. Nice dig there by Kate Cobb going to the ground. Managed to get that one over. Wesleyan to set. And Indiana Wesleyan with the first score. Remy Bucknor, the sophomore.
One thing we've seen in the past, Logan, that's been a flaw for the Foresters is their communication. So far in that first set, I saw some good communication, but hopefully it'll get better throughout the night.
Have the serve there. And it's a little too much to handle there for Medic. As that point will go to the Wildcats.
Maybe too early in the night to call for communication.
Ashley Buck, the 5'5" sophomore transfer from Indiana State University with the serve. Cobb hits that one over for the Foresters. Holler gonna set Metabalupe. It's not there, blocked by Beaver. Beaver sends that one over. And
as we've seen in the past, Beaver, great blocking skills, and I look to see that from her here tonight to be the star for the Foresters.
Kelsey Cruz entered the game for Brittany Rose. Brittany Rose has been battling a knee injury all season long, starting to get the best of her lately. To keep an eye on that. Let's have a nice slam there by Buckner. Getting another point there for the Wildcats. They take an early 3-1 lead.
Foresters are just going to have to hold their ground and not lose their composure against this great IWU team. As we mentioned in the pregame, Foresters not looking so good on paper against the Wildcats, but you can't ever judge heart against a great team. And as we just saw there, Medic getting the point for the Foresters. They're going to have to show their heart here tonight.
You are definitely right there, Victors. Now we're going to have a quick change for the Foresters. Katie Depew coming in for Audra Mowers. We're seeing some new rotations Coach Settles put into effect here for the Foresters. Depew with the short serve. Lupe with the big hit, and that goes out of bounds. Cobb called it out before the ref could. Point going to the Foresters.
Well, the ref, she looked like she was under fire on that play, landing straight on her feet, so I'd hope she'd get a good view of that one.
Hollers setting up Buckner, and Buckner 3 for 3 tonight already. She's going right down the middle every time. Now we have substitutions now for the Wildcats. Mateta Lupe and Rogers exit. Coming in for them, we'll see Bianca Setafoldi for the first time, and also Kelly Cipher.
Cobb and Depew are going to have to be careful to not abandon the back court. The Wildcats just scored after both of them came up forward. One of them's going to have to stay back.
Pizzo going cross court, fit up Cruz on that left side, and that one's down and in for the Foresters.
What do I always say, Logan? There's two P's in volleyball, positioning and power. Cruz had both of them on that play.
Kelsey Cruz, I'm just waiting for her to get another point.
It's too early.
So I can hear the trademark here, Victor. Not going to happen on that play. That's going to be Buckner putting it away for Indiana Wesleyan. She will now exit. Coming in for her will be Sam Elkin. Also, we'll see Buck exit. In for her will be Kylie Portera. Here comes Elkin, the 5'8" sophomore from Pennsylvania with the serve. Depew barely get underneath that one. And Cobb does a good job getting that one just over the net. Portera with the big hit. Depew's able to handle it. And Hubby will just hit that one over for the Foresters again. That was Cifaldi with a big hit. Depew and Cobb working together with Cruz to get it over, and the Foresters still alive. And that was just a nifty little tap over there by Portera.
I see that last play as a positive for the Foresters because, as I mentioned, communication will be key. And after starting off rusty, the Foresters showed great communication on that play.
Elkin with the great serve there. Hubby going right to Gurlwell. And Gurlwell launching that one right at Wesleyan and getting the point for herself there.
As long as the Foresters don't dig themselves inside of a hole here and don't have to get the ladder out of the closet, they will have a great chance of upsetting Iowa here tonight.
Cruz with the serve. Holler going to Cifaldi. Hubby goes on the ground to keep it alive. Rose tips it over. See Holler again now. She'll go to Portera, and she slips that one past the defense.
I like seeing number 3, Hubby, for the Foresters right behind the front line next to the net because in the past, we'd often miss seeing a Forester behind the upper front. That is what the Foresters have to focus on tonight. It's not only not abandoning the backcourt, but having to make sure someone is there if the ball gets past the 2 in the front. As the Foresters score on that play, still only down by 1. As I said, they got to stay in it.
Audra Mallers will enter the game for Katie Depew. It's now Heather Medish Sr. to serve. Holler going Portera again. Hubby goes to the ground to save it once again. And Rose just hits that one into the net.
I look to see more of that from Hubby throughout the night.
We've seen a lot of heart out of these Foresters already early in this first set. They're going to look to keep up this intensity and try to work themselves back into this match. Only down 2, though. You see Rogers with the serve. Now goes to the opposite side to Gurlwell, and Gurlwell gets that one in. Don't typically see her over there on that opposite side.
Gurlwell with 2 kills now here tonight. She's doing a great job for the Foresters.
Josie Beaver and Annie Pizzo will come in for Hubby and Gurlwell. Typical rotation there. Coach Settles decides to keep that one. As we'll see Pizzo back to serve now. Holler this time goes to Morgan Miller. Morgan Miller slams that one home right off the fingertips of the Foresters. Nice kill there for her.
It was just unfortunate positioning for the Foresters. Beaver was there to block it as she usually is, but it went off on the left side instead of going down as it usually does.
Pizzo goes to Mallers on that opposite side. Rogers, they keep a hold of it. Mattel Lupe there. She gets it blocked by Beaver. There goes Buckner. This time she doesn't get that one to go down. Kate Cobb right there to stop her. And Audrey Mallers hits this one out of bounds. Point going to Indiana Wesleyan.
They got to be careful now because throughout the match they've only been down by 2 at most, but now it's 3. They can't get it into that hole.
This will be Ashley Buck, the sophomore, to serve. Rose hits that one just over the net. Getting a little lucky roll there.
Hey, as I've said before, when Mallers is out on the court, the Forsters seem to have a little bit more luck than they usually do. But that could have gone either way. It was just a great fortune for it to land on the opposite court for the Forsters.
Buckner with a big hit there. Cobb there to save it. Cruz tries to tip it. It's not there. Mallers taking control of that point now. Matilda Lupe with the big hit, and that one falls in. Melita Lupe with the big hit there for the Wildcats. She's the lone senior for Indiana Wesleyan, and they're very young, just like the Foresters.
That's one thing I did note while I was going through the sheet before the game, Logan, is that both the Foresters and the Wildcats have only 4 upperclassmen. So both teams very young, but as we've seen throughout the season, Iowa's just had a little bit more chemistry than the Foresters.
And Josie Beaver there, one of the youngsters on this Forester squad, able to slam that one home. We see Katie Depew coming in for Audria Mallers now. 11-9, the Wildcats lead the Foresters. Depew with the short serve. Buckner gets blocked by Beaver, and that one stays in.
What is something I've said before, Logan? What was it? A honey beaver don't care? Yeah, that's right. As I said before, Josie Beaver is going to be a great performer tonight for the Foresters.
Depew now with the serve. She goes short again, this time to that right side. Out goes to Matilda Lupe, and 3 Foresters are there to stop it. Cruz going to tap that one over. Little bit of trickery, keeping that one in.
It was just a slight touch by Cruz, but that was great positioning. You know, not all the time you need both power and positioning. One of them will suffice.
Buckner gets this one tipped at the net. Depew tries slipping it over. Buckner was ready for it. And that one broke the tie there as the Wildcats take a 12-11 lead. A few substitutions now for the Wildcats. Back to serve for the Wildcats will be Kelly Cipher, the junior from Illinois. Poor communication there by the Foresters. That's going to be an easy point for the Wildcats, something that the Foresters can't give up.
The Foresters have to be consistent throughout tonight. They just can't have, a peak and then go right down. They have to stay peaked the whole time.
That serve goes out of bounds. Easy point, going right back to the Foresters. We see Gurwell and Hubby come in for Pizzo and Beaver. We'll see Hubby back to serve for the Foresters. And that serve goes out of bounds. Point going to the Wildcats. Now we'll see Buckner come out, and for her will be Sam Elkin. Elkin will do the serving duties now for the Wildcats. Hubby gonna try to set up Medish on that opposite side. Good dig there by Elkin, but the Wildcats can't quite keep it alive, diving into the bleachers.
It was a great job by Medic getting it off the Foresters side and on the weak point, the right side of the Iowa Wildcats.
We see Rose come in for Kate Cobb and the Foresters. A few substitutions also for Indiana Wesleyan. Cruz now with the serve. Indiana Wesleyan keeping it in play. Cifaldi tried getting a big hit there. It's not going. Rose with a big hit of her own. Medic going to keep it alive. Gurwell hitting that one over. Holler going to Cifaldi. Depew right there going on the ground, and Rose somehow keeps that one in. Don't know how she did that with the light right in her eyes. But a big slam there to finish that point off is Porteri and the Wildcats.
Those long sets, they can be momentum changers either way. Foresters have to be careful. I mean, they get great effort in that last play. So don't let that get the best of them. You know, even if you don't lose, if you lose the long sets, just remember that you can win the short ones just like right now.
Medic again with a crafty little hit there. As now we'll see Audrey Mallers come in for Katie Depew. There comes a timeout now by Indiana Wesleyan. Now, Victor, it's a very close matchup here. Very close, 15-14. The Wildcats lead the Foresters. About halfway through this first set, we talked about a little bit earlier in the broadcast how the Foresters went to 2 5-setters while in Iowa. Do you think a long game or a short game would benefit the Foresters against Indiana Wesleyan?
I think a long game, because just like looking at the scoreboard right now, I don't think the Wildcats first thought that the Foresters would give them this much fire early on. Now that might be something different in the next match, where the Iowa Wildcats just might come out blazing and chop the Foresters down, so to speak. But I think a longer set would be better, because we've seen how much heart this team has throughout the season. And when we hosted a tournament here, they went to 5 sets in one game and ended up winning it when they were down, I believe, 2-0. So I think it would be on the plus side, the positive side, if the Foresters went to 5 here tonight. We don't want to go to 5, but if we have to, I think we might have a little bit of advantage.
This first set, though, will definitely be the key. If the Foresters can take this first set, you got to think there'll be a little bit of a confidence boost. And like I said, maybe they'll catch the Wildcats a little shell shock there. After running through the conference so far, they're 14-1 in the conference. The Foresters are only 2-12. You got to think they might get just a little bit rattled, and that's all it takes is rattle the Wildcats' cage and see what can happen.
Exactly, Logan.
We'll see Heather Medic coming out of the timeout to serve for the Foresters. Holler going to Safaldi. Kate Cobb right there to deny her. Mallers with a big hit of her own. Handled nicely by Wesleyan. Mallers tries sneaking one over. It's not there. Miscommunication by Indiana Wesleyan, and that's an easy point for the Foresters. We're all tied up at 15.
And once again, Logan, I have to know, I love seeing number 3 hubby for the Foresters right behind that front 2. In the past, again, we have not seen that, so that is a great positioning by the Foresters here tonight.
Safaldi, big hit out of bounds, and another easy point for the Foresters. Unforced errors are plaguing the Wildcats right now.
First lead for the Foresters here tonight.
Medic with the serve again. Holly this time goes to Petroli, and somehow the Foresters keep it alive. Hubby going to her knees to get that one over. Mallers with a big hit. Wildcats looking a little flustered. This time Buck just gets it over. Hubby goes to Gurwell. Gurwell is able to get that one down. Point to the Foresters.
Earlier I said that Beaver might be the star here tonight for the Foresters, but I might have to take that one back. Hubby is looking like an all-star here in Platte Arena.
We'll see Holler go to Portera again. It's not quite there until Morgan Miller cleans it up. Point there for Indiana Wesleyan, and they'll also get a couple substitutions now. We'll see Rogers come in and Matata Lupe also in. Be Rogers back to serve. Good serve there by Rogers. Up he goes left side to Rose. Rose hits it off the net there. Nothing going. Big hit there by Miller. Handled nicely by Medic. Mallers doing a little finger roll over. And Mateo Lupe launches that one at Rose. Rose can't quite handle it. And we're back tied at 17. This will be Rogers serving again for the Wildcats. Metch able to get under that one. Hubby goes to Mallers, and that's blocked straight down by Kylie Portera.
The Foresters have to be conscious of when they set up their plays. We've talked a lot about Hubby, but Mallers also has to be conscious of when there are 2 Wildcats in front of her, not to focus on getting the power, but just setting it up and letting another Forester take a shot at it.
Big hit there for Indiana Wesleyan. Big point is now they've extended their lead 19-17, and Coach Settle would like to take a timeout. I'd say that is a very smart timeout to try to settle down her ladies and get something rolling. We saw a lot of fight coming out of that timeout by the Foresters to start out with, and then next thing you know, Indiana Wesleyan comes out of nowhere and rattles off a few points of their own. What do you think the Foresters need to do to regain control of this set?
Well, as you mentioned, Logan, the Wildcats did take a timeout just a while ago, and then all of a sudden they're on top. So as we've seen throughout the season, timeouts can be a momentum shift. I see the Foresters trying to get that just as well out of this timeout, get the momentum back on their side after going up by 2 points and with them being down now by 2 points. But hey, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And I think the Foresters know how to finish. They've shown that all season. It'll just be, hey, keeping their head in the game right now and realize that they're creeping on the end mark of 25. So they got to make sure to get a couple points. In case IWU does get to that 24 mark, you have to make sure you're not 2 away and you're only 1 away.
Foresters coming out of this timeout, looking energized and ready to go. They're looking to rattle off a run of their own against this very talented Indiana Wesleyan team. This will be Banner Rogers, the 5'7" freshman from Carlton, Texas, back to serve for the Wildcats. Hubby gonna set up Girlwell. Girl tries to put it in a sweet spot, but it's not there. Wupe goes right at Medic, and the Foresters can't quite get that one down and into play. Point going to the Wildcats. So now they extend their lead to 3.
When Medic looked up, I think she might have lost the ball in the lights.
Medic goes to Hubby. Hubby to Girlwell. Girlwell goes right at Buck. Gets handled. Tetalupe with a big hit. Blocked by Girlwell. Another big block there by Girlwell and Brittany Rose. And that point will go to the Foresters. Now we see Beaver and Pizzo coming in for Hubby and Girlwell.
As I say many times, Logan, most of the time you have to win the battle in the trenches. That is where a lot of the fight occurs, and you have to win those.
Pizzo to serve. All goes to Patrol, and it's there as Portero sneaks that one right in between the Forester defense.
Wildcats were quick on their feet on that play.
Here comes Ashley Buck with the serve. Pizzo goes to Beaver. Beaver has that one tipped out of bounds. And that's a point for the Foresters. They've cut the lead back down to 2, 21-19. The Wildcats on top here late in this first set. Kate Cobb back to serve for the Foresters. Holler goes to Miller. It's not there. Pizzo goes to Cruz on opposite side. Holler gives it to Buckner. Buckner gets blocked by Beaver. Holler goes to Matalupe. Maller's right there to stop it. Pizzo to Cruz. Cruz with a big hit, handled nicely by Rogers. Matalupe with a big hit again, and that one goes out of bounds. Kate Cobb yelling that one out for her Foresters to hear.
That's the communication they have to show throughout the night. They have to look out for each other.
Cobb with the serve. Foresters down 1. Holler goes to Buckner. Medic right there. Beaver tip. It's blocked at the net. Foresters keeping it alive. Body's going to the ground. Miller with a hit. Cruz right there. Pizzo setting up Cruz. Cruz with a hit. Buck gets there. Matalupe just hits that over. Cobb with a night dig there. Cruz just hitting it over. Buckner can't hit that one over. Miscommunication, bad timing, gives the point to the Foresters.
I'll tell you what, Logan, we talked about Cobb being hurt throughout the season with knee injuries, but you want to be able to tell that here tonight with the way she's diving around.
Tied at 21 now. Holler goes to Miller, right down the middle, design play, and it was executed to perfection.
She was not having any of the Foresters trying to drag this out. She wanted to get this play over with.
Morgan Miller, the 5'10" freshman from Goshen, Indiana, with the serve. Pizzo goes cruising that left side. She's dangerous. Buck was right there. She must have read her scouting report. Matalupe answers with one of her own on the left side. And 2 quick points there for Indiana Wesleyan.
You know, I got to say, Logan, something about Kelsey Cruz. Even when she doesn't get the ball and point Iwu, she still has a smile on her face, and that's what I love about her. She has a great spirit, and that reflects on the team around her.
Depew now in for Audrey Mallers. That serve went into the net. Depew with the serve, short serve. Don't know how she got that one over. And that'll be a point for Buckner as Wesleyan is looking at set point as they're up 24-22. They're gonna make some substitutions. Coming in will be Bianca Safaldi and also Kelly Cipher.
Foresters have got to be careful now.
Cipher with the serve for the Wildcats. Depew gets that one there. Pizzo goes to Medic, and Medic gets it down and in. 24-23, crucial point here for the Foresters, as we'll see Hubby and Gurwell enter the game for Pizzo and Beaver. Hubby looking to tie this up at 24 for the Foresters. Her serves off. Buck goes to Holler. Holler to Buckner. Cobb reads it nicely, gets underneath it. Medic with the hit. Holler going to Miller now on that opposite side. And that goes down and in. And that's game point, set point for Indiana Wesleyan. They'll take that one 25-23.
That was a great job by Medic on the previous play, keeping the ball alive and getting that kill for her record. And the Foresters showed great composure, great strength throughout this here set. So I look for them to continue that going on to the next. And don't put your heads down, all right? Keep your heads up. You did great job against this good Iwu team. I've looked for some more great things throughout the Foresters here tonight.
Well, let's see if you're right, Victor. We'll see some more exciting action. Second set yet to come here at Platt Arena. You're listening to FDN Sports on the Forster Digital Network. Welcome back here to Platt Arena. We're getting ready to start this second set of action. Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats won the first set 25-23. I'm Logan Hunt, and alongside me I have Victor McCarty, and he is keeping everyone updated on all the social media websites. Make sure you go follow us at FDN_sports, and also like us on Facebook at the Forrester Digital Network. Victor, I know you do a lot of hard work and all that, and we appreciate everything you do.
I try to do my best, Logan, doing double duty.
As we've gotten underway here in this second set, your Force look to come out strong as Mallers with a big hit. That one goes out of bounds. Point going to Indiana Wesleyan. They won the first point of the first set, and they've won this first point of the second set also. It'll be Morgan Miller now with the serve, the lefty. And Medic can't quite handle that one. And that's another point for the Wildcats. I will see Miller back to serve once again. Nice placement there. Pizzo goes to Beaver. Beaver blocked right in the middle of the net by Buckner. And the Wildcats out with a quick 3-0 start. Pizzo going to Rose. Rose blocked at the net. Forsters keep it alive. Mallers with the hit. Not quite there. Holler going to Guadalupe. Cobb right there. Pizzo gets it to Rose. It's saved by Miller. Holler going to Buckner. Buckner tries squeezing it in, but the Forsters are on top of it. Holler gets it to Buck. Buck on to Guadalupe, and she slides it right into the middle. And great placement there.
I'm afraid you were right, Logan, when we talked in the first match about the Wildcats coming out swinging here in the second, and it looks like they've done just that.
Miller attacking Heather Medic again as Mallers gets a big hit off. It's not there. And Beaver finally gets the first points down with a kill of her own as just hits that one on the line. Now we see Kelsey Cruz come in for Brittany Rose. Rose, like I said, has been battling some knee problems. She's going to need a lot of rest here. As Buckner gets that one off and down on the line. Another point there for the Wildcats. Now there'll be some substitutions here. We'll see Safaldi and Cypher come in. Out will be Rogers and Mateo Lupe for the Wildcats. Cypher with the serve. Pizzo goes to Cruz on that left side. It's blocked by Buckner. And Mallers goes again to the opposite side. And Buckner's there again with the block. This one down and in. And Coach Settle has seen enough. And she would like a timeout as the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats come out swinging. They're up 6-1 to start this second set. IWU has seemed to set up a wall for the Forsters because they just can't get the ball over on the IWU side, on the Wildcats side. They have to come out of this timeout with, as we've seen, timeouts change momentum. So we're going to have to see that throughout this timeout at being down by 5. This is definitely a key set. If the Foresters do go on to lose this second set, like you said, Victor, we've seen them come back and win 5-setters after going down 2-0. But this is a very good Indiana Wesleyan team. You can't afford to go down 2-0. And right now the Wildcats really have come out hot.
I don't want them to get the ladder out of the closet, all right? I want them to stay into this match, and I want them to get the upset here tonight because I've seen a lot of great things throughout them, not only tonight but throughout the season. And I know when they're performing at their best that they can beat the best.
It'll be Kelly Cypher back to serve. Medic keeps that one in. Pizzo goes to Cruz. Cruz hits it right at Buck, who handles that nicely. Buckner goes long on that hit. And there's a point there for the Foresters. Now we'll see Katie Depew come in for Audria Mallers on the Forester side of the net. Depew will serve. Short serve again. Safaldi tips that one right over Medic and Beaver. A little bit of trickery there, and it works.
That's something Pizzo has to watch out for with Hubby out. The thing that we've seen from her all night is being behind the front two to get the ball if it squeaks over, and that's something Pizzo has to do as well.
And they're going to call Buck's serve out of bounds. Side ref coming in to make that call. Point going to the Forsters. Now we'll see Gurwell and Hubby come in for Pizzo and Beaver.
They've knocked the lead down from 5 to 4, so let's keep it going.
Holler goes to Patera. That launches off into Pugh's chest. Can't quite handle that. Point going to the Wildcats. They lead 8 to 3. Katie Holler back to serve now. Hits the net and falls down and in for another Wildcats point.
Okay.
Katie Holler to serve again. Had a nice ace on that one. Got a little bit of luck. She gets that one over cleanly. Hubby goes to Gurwell. Gurwell almost sneaked it in. Not quite.
How the Wildcats kept that alive, I do not know, Logan.
Holler going to Miller. Hubby gets it to Medic. Cypher handles that. Holler goes to Patero. The Foresters keeping this alive. Long rally now between these two squads. Holler goes to Miller, the hard swinging freshman, and that goes off of Gurwell's hands and out of bounds.
You hate to see a long set end on that tone, but that's kind of how it's gone all night for the Foresters, where the ball has just not landed where they want it to.
Here comes the serve now. Depew getting it to Hubby. Hubby to Medic. And they're going to say that this one hit the ground. That point will go to the Foresters.
That would have been something if the ball stayed alive by landing on the backside of number 4's hand. That would have been incredible.
I think that's how this side ref knew that there's no way that happened.
Yep.
Holler goes to Patero. Hubby kept it alive, but no other Foresters were there to help. As we see her once again going to the ground.
It looks like the Wildcats are trying for the short game of just trying to squeak it over, because that seems where they get their most points here tonight.
Banner Rogers to serve. Depew handles that. Hubby going to Rose on that left side. And Rogers is right there. To Lupe with a big hit. Hubby just going to sneak that one over like we see her do a couple of times every game, and she pulled that one out of the bag.
Giving the Wildcats a taste of their own medicine. As I said, Hubby looks to be a great performer for the Foresters.
Medic with the serve. Holler goes to Pretoria. It's not there. Miller with the hit. It gets tipped right at the net. Wildcats keeping it alive. Left-handed hit there to Lupe. Gurwell now with the hit for the Foresters. Mallory's going to set up Rose. And somehow, Wildcats kept it going until Miller just a little bit of, she didn't know necessarily what she wanted to do with that ball looked like.
Yeah, that's right, Logan. And I don't know how the Wildcats keep the ball alive when it's that low to the ground, but they seem to be doing that all night.
Here comes the serve here by the Foresters, and that one goes out of bounds. Heather Medic, a little too much power there.
Hey, what did I tell you, Logan? There's never too much power. It's just the wrong positioning.
Sam Elkin will enter now for Kylie Portera. Elkin to serve now. Hubby goes to Gurwell. Gurwell winds up and gets that one down.
Gurwell aimed her sights right for the middle, and that was the weak point for the Wildcats.
Here comes Portera and Buck. Now enter the game now for Elkin and Tualupe. Pizzo with the serve. Goes to Buckner. Mallers is right there. We're going to say touch the net there. You can't do that, Audrey Mallers. That point's going to Indiana Wesleyan.
You can treat the net as a friend, but you can't give it a hug.
I do like that one right there. Now we'll have Morgan Miller with the serve. Just too much to handle. for Heather Medic as the lead grows now to 7. 14-7, Wildcats on top. Miller with the serve. Mallard goes to Beaver. Beaver gets it stuffed by Buckner, and double hit there gives the points to the Wildcats.
The Foresters are losing their composure. I told them they cannot do that as the Foresters now take a timeout, which hopefully will be beneficial in the long run.
As Coach said, we'll take her final timeout here of this set with her Lady Foresters down 15-7 as we can feel that this set is starting to slip away from the Huntington University Foresters. Victor, we've seen a lot of heart out of the Foresters, but so far they just haven't been able, like you said, to get the ball just over the net. The placement hasn't really been there. What do they need to do?
Well, in the first set, we saw a lot of great things out of them where Hubby would be right behind the front line to make sure the ball would not hit the ground. And we have not seen that here in the second. The ball has been hitting the ground left and right, and that's not something the Foresters allowed in the first. I feel like I'm saying the obvious here, Logan, but in order for the Foresters to stay in it, they have to keep the ball off the ground. Their weak point seems to be in the front. So if they just keep the women in this situation up front and make sure that ball doesn't squeak over, as the Wildcats have been doing for the past couple of points, make sure Cobb and Depew are in the backcourt, and then you only have the middle to worry about, and they're great in the middle.
Just like I said, Cobb right there with the dig as Medic comes back hard. Buckner goes there to Pizzo. Maller's gonna get called for a lift there. That point going to the Wildcats. As now we'll have now we have a little bit of a discussion going on between the referee and Indiana Wesleyan. Don't exactly know what was said there, but
did I miss something, Logan? It looks like we need to get the refs mic'd up.
Looks like they all looked over to the bench of Indiana Wesleyan, but nonetheless we'll keep playing as Indiana Wesleyan still powering away here at the Foresters. Now by Matano Lupe sneaking that one over. She gets that one over the net.
Brittany Rose looks like she's affected by her knee struggles that she's occurred all season.
We'll see Sarah Vakala for the first time. This will be Matano Lupe going strong at Medic. Buckner, they hit it. Vakala goes to the ground. Cobb gets that one over. Buckner goes to the sweet spot there, and just like you said, numerous times, Victor, we've seen Hubby get right behind both defenders there to stop that. This time that was Pizzo not quite getting there.
The rest of the team could learn from Pizzo to be up front. Having two is not always enough.
Miller with a nice serve there, and the Foresters can't quite handle that. As the lead has grown, it's 19-7. Indiana Wesleyan just taking complete control of this second set. Miller with the serve. Hits off of Medic's shoulder there. Nice job by Cobb to recover it. Mallers gets it over. Holler goes to Buckner, and Buckner goes right down, and Pizzo can't quite keep her hand on that one.
I look at this basketball court here, Logan, and although we're playing volleyball, I feel like the Foresters need to play some zone defense. As I mentioned, they're not having enough people up front, so when they have someone in the place of Hubby, they just got to make sure that person is movable between the front and back court because she has to control that middle. But along with the middle, you got to make sure that ball doesn't squeak back past the first two defenders.
Another point there for Indiana Wesleyan. I think they need to take your advice, Victor. Try something a little different here as Beaver powering away, and that one will go out of bounds. Point to Indiana Wesleyan. They are 3 points away now from taking this second set. Miller still serving. Pizzo goes to Vakela. Vakela just taps that over. Lupe gonna hit the pull on the net, and that point will go to the Foresters as they stop the run finally.
You can hit the net, but you can't hit the pole. Now let's see if the Foresters turn this rare mistake by the Wildcats into a positive notion.
As now we'll see Brittany Rose come in for Sarah Vakela, and then they're gonna substitute her back out just to get Kate Cobb still in the ballgame. Cobb with the serve. Lupe with a big hit. That's tipped off the fingertips of Beaver. Point going to the Wildcats. And now we'll see Cypher and Safaldi in for the Wildcats. Cypher to serve away. Pizzo going to the ground to keep it alive. Maller's getting it over. Holler goes to Buckner off the fingertips of a few Foresters. And another point there for Indiana Wesleyan as we are finally at set point for the Indiana Wesleyan.
You can see in the Foresters that they are rattled. After doing so well in the first set, they come out here in the second, and they're just rattled. They can't do anything about it.
Pizzo goes to Maller's strong hit there, and that goes in. Foresters not quite done yet. 24-9. They're still battling. So we'll see Depew come in now for Audrey Mallers. Depew back to serve. Miller with the hit. Depew gets underneath that. Pizzo goes to Beaver. That will stay in off fingertips of Buckner. Point to the Foresters that they've hit double digits now at 10.
Is it too early to say they're trying to rally, Logan?
Maybe just a little. Depew with the short serve. Holly goes to Safaldi. Cobb right there. Force still showing life as Cruz with the big hit on that left side, and that taps in. Three straight points there for the Foresters. Depew with the serve. Holler goes to Buckner, and Buckner slips that down and in, and that will be the set point for Indiana Wesleyan as they take that second set 25-11.
Wildcats ending the second set the same way they started it, with a little bit of trickery. Just trying to get that ball over the net because they're exposing the weak spot in the Foresters, is which when Hubby is not in, they have no one to get the ball past the front two defenders. I liked what I saw though at the end there in the second set, where the Foresters, they scored 3 straight points, was it?
Yes.
So I like what I saw of the Foresters there, and they're just going to have to keep that now into the third, being down 2-0.
Still some battling back to do for the Foresters, down 2-9, but we still believe here. President Emberton over here in the student section, she still believes trying to get these students going. We'll be back, though, with the third set action here from Platt Arena as your Huntington Foresters are taking on Indiana Wesleyan. I'm Logan Hunt, and this is Victor McCarty. This is FDN Sports on the Forester Digital Network. where your Huntington Lady Foresters are taking on the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats. And the first set was a very close one with the Wildcats winning 25-23. Second set, not as much. The Wildcats easily took care of business and won that one 25-11. They lead this game 2-0. I'm Logan Hunt. This is Victor McCarty. We're here on the call, and it's been a fairly exciting matchup. And if you haven't noticed, Victor McCarty has been doing double duty tonight. He's also been tweeting away, doing his Facebook status. Make sure you follow us at FDN_sports on Twitter and like us on Facebook on the Forester Digital Network. All right, make sure you get that done. As we see your Foresters coming out strong to start this third set, taking the first point. And now we have a sub as Kelsey Cruz will come in the game for Katie Depew.
Speaking of being on social media as the Foresters get that first point, which is a great sign for the rest of the match. But then Wildcats come right back. But speaking of social media, as I've been on here, I've noticed the top four, well, the top 25 of the poll has been released today, and the top four are as follows. Number 1, Mississippi State. Number 2, Florida State. Number 3, Auburn. And number 4, Ole Miss. I'm kind of surprised to see Ole Miss in there. And the first two out are Oregon at number 5 and Alabama at number 6. So I look to see as the rest of the season goes on as Oregon and Alabama to creep their way back in because personally I would say both those teams are better than Ole Miss.
So it's been an exciting college football season so far. And with this whole new playoff setting, it'll be even more exciting for the rest of the weeks to come. I know definitely on Thanksgiving, that's what I'll be doing is watching some college football. You always got to love that.
Food and football and faith. Those are the three things.
Your Foresters trail 3-1 here in this third set. So we see Pizzo setting up Beaver. That one will hit off the head of Mateo Lupe. And that point goes to the Foresters. And now Janelle Wilcox will exit the game. In for her will be Audria Mallers.
Wildcats couldn't keep the ball off the floor as they've seemed to find a way to do every time this tonight. Point goes to Foresters.
Halago Mateo Lupe, and she sneaks that one by the front line of the Foresters. Easy point there for the Wildcats.
As I've said time and time again tonight, you have to watch out for the ball to creep over the front two defenders. And Pizzo, she hasn't learned from her teammate Hubby, where the ball has often done that throughout the night.
Pizzo set that one up, but fell into the net. You cannot do that. That point goes to Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats. They hold a 3-point advantage. Cypher with the serve. Right into Cruz. Beaver running towards the net. Can't quite get that one over. That one goes into the net. Cypher with the serve again. And that one goes out of bounds. Point to the Foresters. Now
I see this set to be a mixture between the first and second, whereas, yes, the Wildcats did pull away a little bit, but the Foresters are keeping themselves in with the fight we've seen so often.
Hubby and Girlwell enter, and Hubby gets a nice serve off as that one will go out. Point for the Foresters. Here comes Hubby again now with the serve. Strong serve. Holler tries to sneak it over. Medic right there. Cruz on that left side tries sneaking it over. Not quite there. Safaldi gonna hit that one out of bounds. Point to the Foresters as they've climbed back into this one, only down 1. Hubby with a strong serve again. And Girlwell hits that one down and in. Point to the Foresters. All tied up at 6. Miller with her running spike, it's not there. Medic hits that one off the hand. Buckner. And that's another point for the Force. They take the lead, 7-6. Emily Hubby right now has been a game changer for the Foresters. As now Buckner tries getting there. Hubby going to the ground. Mallers gets that one in. And when you got Wesleyan just going to keep it alive. They're looking a little rattled. Safaldi tries to sneak it there, but Hubby's right there again. But Buckner was there to meet it at the net, and he slammed that home for a score.
Hubby can't do it all, but I love having her in here because she's been doing what I've been emphasizing all night. You have to watch the ball and make sure it doesn't get in the short game.
Medic right there eating up the serve from Buck. Mallers hits that one right into the arms of Portera, and she sent it right back towards the Foresters. Point to the Wildcats.
Usually that'd be a great decision by Mallers, but she has to be conscious that this IWU front court, they've been blocking the ball all night, so it's better to just set the ball to a teammate and then allow another Forester to get it over.
That kill is going to go out of bounds. Point to the Foresters. And now we'll see Depew come in for Kelsey Cruz. Depew with the serve. And nice and short, making it hard for IWU to handle it. Point to the Foresters, and Katie Depew leading the charge up. Making the Foresters go up 9-8.
Hey, I'm just saying, Logan, ever since we talked about football, the Foresters have been doing great, all right?
I think that means that the Foresters should get a football team here.
We should have a football team.
That's a nice block there in bounds for the Foresters. They take a 10-8 lead. As we're nearing the halfway point in this set. And it looks like Coach Moats for Indiana Wesleyan wants to take a timeout and get her girls resettled. What would you tell your IWU girls if you're Coach Moats over there? I mean, you've won 2 sets already. The Foresters have shown a lot more life in this third set than they had in the third. What exactly is there to say for IWU?
Well, I would just tell my girls, hey, we just did this in the second set, all right? We can do this again. Keep your heads up. Don't let the Foresters, their fight, don't let their fight box you into the corner of a ring. All right, they did great in the first set, not allowing the Foresters to sneak away with the win. They did even better in the second set, going as far as they did without allowing the Foresters in the double digits, and they didn't get the double digits until the last couple of plays. So if I was the IWU coach, I would just, hey, it's all right. We've done great so far tonight. We've done great the whole season. We know how to win. Now let's do it here tonight. Let's finish this up, and let's get out and go home.
I'll say this is definitely a big set for the Foresters. They're feeling a little pressured here as they're down 2-0. They know they have to win the next 3 to keep this game going. Depew will serve this one off. Holler goes to Miller, and Miller hits that one out of bounds as Iowa's just not hitting their shots right now. And it's allowed for the Foresters to gain a 3-point lead.
And one thing I would have definitely emphasized is that we cannot make mistakes.
And Depew hitting that one into the net. The mistake of her own. Victor McCarty, you seem to be on top of things tonight.
I just do what I can, man.
This will be Holler back to serve. Hubby goes set up Mallers. Mallers gets it over. Holler now goes to Miller. And that one goes out of bounds. Tough call there by the lines judge. Looked like the right call to us, though. We'll see Audrey Mallers now to serve. And that'll be Portera hitting that one into the net. Couldn't quite get it over. Not enough strength there. Your Foresters have a 4-point lead now. Holler going to Spaldi. Hubby right there to sniff it out. Janelle Wilcox gonna try to hit that one over. Gets blocked out of bounds. Point to the Foresters. Good little matrix move there by Janelle Wilcox.
I like the confidence shown by Wilcox, but even though the ball did land on the opposite side of the line, you can't be too confident because that ball could have easily landed on the opposite side.
They're going to call the point to Indiana Wesleyan, saying there it was tipped by the Foresters as Indiana Wesleyan stops the run here. Your Foresters lead 14-10 here in this third set. So now we have a serve. Hubby going opposite side to Girlwell. She keeps it in play nicely. Holler goes to Miller, and Miller just slams that one down. Cobb couldn't quite handle that one.
If the Wildcats get to 13, if I was Coach Settle, I would call a timeout to make sure the momentum stays on our side.
Easy point there. Easy point there for Indiana Wesleyan. If you hit that one just a bit too far, and Pretori towering over Emily Hovey there at the net, just was able to hit that one down.
Both teams neither have a 6-footer on their team, but they do have a lot of 5'11s.
Miller with a big hit. Depew got her hand on it. Well, she was by herself in that corner. And we're going to see a timeout called by Coach Settle as it's 14-13. Your Foresters on top. Victor McCarty, I don't know how you do it. Well, you've been right on your past few predictions here as Coach Settle calling a timeout when Indiana Wesleyan hits 13. Why exactly did you think she should have called this timeout?
Well, I mean, we had the Foresters, shouldn't say we, the Foresters had so much momentum going 3 points ahead, and that's something you want to keep. All right, you don't want to let the Wildcats tie you up and then all of a sudden call timeout because the momentum's already back on the Wildcats' side because they realize, hey, we've tied it up. We can come back and win this. All right, you want to keep your girls in the right state of mind with taking the timeout while still in the lead because that lets you recollect yourself and get back out on the court saying, hey, we still have this lead. We can go out and we can continue performing well like we've been doing.
So we see the serve there. And we're going to call a lift now on Hubby. Point going to the Wildcats, tied at 14 now. Served by Rogers. Hubby goes right at Medic. It gets launched back at her. Forces right on top of it. Hubby sneaks it over again for the second time tonight.
That's the second time we've seen that from Hubby. I think the Wildcats might be thinking, hey, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, well, that's
just mean.
That's just mean. I don't think that'll happen again.
Wildcats, get your head in the game right now as Pizzo back to serve for the Foresters. Miller with the slam. It's blocked by Beaver. Matulupe gets it blocked by Beaver also. Matulupe will try it again. This time she goes soft. Medic sniffs it out there. Wilcox with the hit. Bucks right there. Miller with the big hit. And that one is in. Point to the Wildcats.
Wildcats threaded the middle right through the Foresters. Foresters thought the ball would be landing in the backcourt, but just slightly to the left.
Tied at 15 now. We see Elkin to serve for the Wildcats. Pizzo goes to Beaver in the middle. Beaver sneaks that one down.
It seems like to me the middle of the court is the kryptonite for the Wildcats, so I would keep that in mind going forward.
Cruz will come into the game for Katie Depew. Now we'll see Heather Medic with the serve. Buckner can't quite keep it going. Somehow the Wildcats will keep it alive, though.
Looks like to me it could have been a double touch by number 5, but refs letting it play.
We're going to replay that point now. False whistle there. Medic with the serve. Miller gets it blocked by Beaver, and there she is again, Josie Beaver.
Beaver's saying, hey, I'm not going to let Hubby take all the fame tonight. I'm going to shine as well.
You see Heather Medic with the serve. Buckner tries sneaking it over. It's not there. Cobb set up Cruz. Cruz just launching it over. Cobb goes to the ground again. Pizzo backside to Wilcox. Cobb going to Cruz. Cruz hits that one out of bounds.
It was great ball movement by the Foresters, but Cruz has to be conscious of where the line is.
17-16, the Foresters still on top as we're nearing late in this third set. Cobb gonna get underneath that serve. Beaver slips that one down and in.
The ball could have easily landed back on the Foresters side, but the ball decided to take a detour on the left side and point for the Foresters. Either if it's the net or the ball, both could be friend or foe.
Cobb with a soft serve there as that one goes into the net. Free point for Indiana Wesleyan as they'll make a couple substitutions of their own now.
As well as the Foresters are doing, they have to be conscious and not perform mistakes this late in the game.
We're going to see Cypher with the serve. Cruz hits that one. Cruz goes hard on that opposite side. Nothing working for her, though. Pizzo setting up Mallers, and Mallers hits that one out of bounds. And we're all tied up at 18 now. Cypher again with the serve. Pizzo going to Cruz. And they're going to say that one didn't touch, that it hit the net. We're going to call 4 hits on the Foresters, and that will be the Wildcats taking the lead now. Cypher with the hit. Pizzo goes to Mallers. They're going to say that Pizzo hit the net there.
Foresters have to be careful now. I was creeped into the 20-point range.
Pizzo going to Beaver in the middle. And Beaver getting it started with a nice slam of her own.
Beaver wanted to give the Foresters a fighting chance, and she did just that. Down by 1.
Cobb with a great dig there. And now she'll hit it over. Buckner and company can't get it over for Wesleyan, and we're tied at 20 now.
Miscommunication by the Wildcats leads to the Foresters tying up. With Hubby in for the Foresters, they seem to always be performing well.
Buckner with a big hit. Medic there. Medic gets that one over for the Foresters. Miller with a hit, and that goes off the fingertips of Gurwell and out of bounds. Point to the Wildcats. Ashley Buck to serve for the Wildcats. Hubby hits it right to Gurwell. Gurwell lands it off of Portera's hands. Point for the Foresters.
I almost said that the ball was too close to the net, Logan. I thought the Wildcats might pull off another point there, but that was great job by the Foresters in order to get the point.
Batora with a big hit, and that goes out of bounds off the fingertips of Heather Medic. That's the Wildcats regaining the lead, up 22-21. Katie Holler, the junior from Ohio, with the serve. Hubby goes to Mallers. Mallers just going to keep it in play. Miller with the big hit. Cobb got underneath it, but no one was there to help.
The Foresters cannot give up now as Coach Settle talks to Hubby. Foresters down by 2, and I will only 2 away from winning it. Foresters still in this. They have to show the fight they've always shown.
And this one's not going to make it over the net. And it's going to be game point for Indiana Wesleyan as they lead 24-21.
They're fighting the uphill battle, but they've done it before.
Hubby going to Medic. Medic gets it blocked. Cobb climbing a ladder to keep that one in play. And that one will go out of bounds for the Foresters. And that's all she wrote here at Platt Arena as Indiana Wesleyan takes this third set 25-21. and they will win this game 3-0.
It looked like to me, Logan, the ball might have niched the line, but the refs have a better view than we do. What I liked from the Foresters here tonight is that they showed a lot of fight, the same fight we've seen all season, but it was the second set that plagued them the most, and that's usually what we've seen. Although the Foresters performed well in the first, taking the Wildcats only winning by 2, I believe. 25-23, yes, by 2. Only by 2. But losing by so much in the second, again, the second is what plagued them. With only 2 matches or 2 games left in the season, I look for the Foresters to end strongly here next week in Platt Arena. And speaking of here in Platt Arena, oh boy, Logan, it's that time of year again. Basketball is starting back up on Friday night here inside Platt Arena. It'll be the Huntington University Foresters in their first game of the year. I have been excited for this, Logan. How about you?
I've been very excited. I'm good friends with some of the basketball players themselves, and they've just been getting hyped. They're ready for the Forester Classic. It'll be coming up this weekend, like you said, Friday and Saturday. I know we'll be covering both games. And last year, you got to look out, because last year, they were blowing out these teams from Ohio and Illinois, blowing them out by 30, 50 points. And these boys, they seem ready to go. They seem ready to go for this year.
Yeah, early in the season, these are the confidence builder games, as I like to call. They're the confidence builders, and we're going to need the confidence heading into the Crossroads League, because last year we sent not 1, not 2, but I believe 4 teams to the national tournament. And I believe that every Crossroads team has the ability to do that again this coming year. Foresters, they're going to have to show the same fight that this volleyball team shows.
Foresters definitely have to be ready, be on their feet, have to come out strong to start the season. And starting out strong, he said, not always the best. Sometimes you got to finish strong, and that's what our Lady Foresters look to do here in volleyball. Like I said, just a few more matches. They look to finish strong, and we'll be covering their next match on Saturday here at Platt Arena also. That's going to do it, though, for myself, Logan Hunt, and for my colleague, Victor McCarty. It's been great calling this volleyball game, but that's all she wrote here at Platt Arena. You're listening to FDN Sports on the Forester Digital Network.